Now, today is World Vegan Day, and the practice of steering clear of animal products has surged in popularity across the country in recent years. What do we put that down to? For more on this, I'm joined by Sandra Higgins from GoVeganWorld.com and the Eden Farmed Annual Sanctuary. Good morning, Sandra. What do you think is behind the surge in popularity of veganism?
Good morning, Ciara. I think it's the fact that people now have access to accurate information and they're living in line with their beliefs. So what we would say is veganism is a way of living that recognises that other animals are feeling beings and that if we can live non-violently without harming them, then we should. So this is a belief that every single person would say that they hold. All that's missing is the gap between having that belief and actually living according to that belief. So as we get information out there about the fact that other animals are feeling beings, and especially when we're able to undo the myth that animal products and animal use is necessary for humans, people are adopting this way of living in alignment with the beliefs they already hold.
Do you really believe that everyone holds that belief? Because I certainly think I know people who don't hold it, that believe that it's totally fair game to eat meat or fair game to eat animals, and they don't view it in that way at all.
Well, you know, if you were to ask the question slightly differently, do you think it's acceptable to harm, be violent and kill unnecessarily? Most people would say no. I mean, I'm a psychologist, so if a client came into me and said, I think it's fine to be violent unnecessarily, I'd be very worried about them.
Okay, I suppose when people view the killing of animals for food as very different to other forms of animal cruelty, what about the health? I suppose, things. Quite a lot of people, I suspect, have gone vegan over the last while, not to do with issues of ethics around animals, but because they believe a plant-based diet may in fact be better for their health.
Well, just to go back to what you said there a few minutes ago about cruelty, you know, people are vegan because we have challenged our own speciesism, which is the discrimination against other animals on the grounds that they are not human. It's nothing to do with cruelty. You know, I work on a sanctuary, and I know for a fact that they value their lives as much as we value our lives. And really, when we go out there in the morning and we open the door and they come out and you see the joy and the meaning with which they live their lives, it kind of puts us to shame. So it's not just a cruelty thing, it's the fact that we're unnecessarily breeding them, selectively breeding them into this life for products that we don't need, that are very harmful. I mean, we've just come through a pandemic that's the result of using other animals that has had devastating effects on us.
Okay.
Terrible psychological effects.
You mentioned an interesting thing that you said, that they've been selectively bred for this. Isn't that a kind of an argument against veganism, though, that if you don't eat, for example, beef or lamb or what have you, farmers will no longer breed them, and yes, they won't die to end up on people's plates, but they won't ever live at all because we simply will stop breeding lots and lots of different types of animals.
Well, we've already made them extinct. I mean, about 10 or 12,000 years ago, we domesticated other animals. We corralled them and we turned them from free-living, feeling beings into selectively bred farmed animals for our use. So that they already, those wild animals don't exist.
No, but domestic animals, like farm animals exist, cows and sheep and pigs and chickens.
Why would we want to do that? The same as the dogs that are bred to have certain features so that we can use them as our pets. You know, anybody who has seen the Puppy Farm documentaries can very easily see what's wrong with them, and yet we don't seem to make the connection that the animals that we use as food, the chickens, geese, turkeys, cows, lambs, are the same as those dogs. But to Ciara, I don't want to ignore the question that you asked me about health. A plant-based diet is nutritionally adequate, so we can get all the nutrients that we need from plant foods. It has health benefits, so it can prevent certain types of cancer or reduce our risk of it. And vegans have a lower risk of cardiac disease. There's no cholesterol in plant foods. But people don't go vegan for health reasons because that reduces veganism to a diet. So there's an awful lot more to it than what we eat.
Look, thank you.
It also includes
thank you for speaking to us on all of that this morning, Sandra. That is Sandra Higgins there, the CEO of GoVeganWorld.com and the Eden Farmed Annual Sanctuary. Let us know what you think. If you are a vegan, is Sandra right? You did it for purely ethical reasons, or I suspect other people do it for other reasons, or what do you think about it? And in any case, happy World Vegan Day, 53106 at a cost of 30 cent.